everybody. Happy Friday. It is March the 20th. We are on day 79 of the year. And not really a coincidence, but considering today is the start of spring, it's the spring equinox. Our word for today is also spring. It's been quite interesting for me to actually be in a country that has seasons. As you know, I've spent my entire life pretty close to the equator, so there isn't really a big change in seasons, for example, with the spring to summer to winter to autumn. But I'm definitely noticing that here in Bulgaria. It's been pretty beautiful to see the spring flowers blossoming. Leaves are coming back on the trees. Everybody, you can tell, is a little bit optimistic because of the change in the weather after a cold winter. So it's been nice to be here. There's also some Bulgarian traditions around spring, so I've been participating in those, which has been really great part of my trip as well. So overall, it's been a really nice time of the year being here. It's definitely cold. It was very cold out today and even a little bit of rain, which I'm not used to, but that's all part of it as well. So get your books out, open up to page 79. As I said, the subject for today is spring. Grab your journals, have those ready so that we can write about what we're reading this morning. Get somewhere nice and quiet and cozy where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so. Remember that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day, and we're committing 1% of our day to starting with intention, reading Taoist philosophy, and writing in our journals. So on that note, take a nice deep breath in with a long exhale out, remembering that when you have a longer exhale than your inhale, you're sending a little message to your brain that it's time to relax, and that at any moment, if you need to hit the reset button and come back to your breath and come back to the present moment, that's a nice little trick to remember. So day 79, our word for today is spring. Let's start reading together. Sun and moon divide the sky. Fragrance blooms on pear wood bones. Earth awakens with a sigh. Wanderer revels on the path alone. It is the time of equinox, when day and night are briefly equal. If you didn't know, that's what the equinox is all about. We're exactly like 12 and 12 hours. 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime. And that's why it's called the equinox, because it's one of the very rare times in the world that those two times are completely balanced. They're kind of like the yin and the yang. You get 12 and 12, and that's what the equinox is all about. This day signals the beginning of spring, the incoming of light, and the return to life of the frozen earth. Of course, this day only represents a moment in time. Spring has long been returning, and we know that summer will soon follow. The cycle of the seasons will continue in succession. There is no such thing as a true stopping in time, for all is continuum. Never forget that everything is a cycle, and when one cycle ends, another one starts. It's just the constant turning of the cycle. Nature makes its own concordances as a mere outgrowth to its movement. It is we who see structure and give names to patterns. And that's interesting to think as well. Nature is just being nature. Nature is doing its thing. But as humans, when we see things, we like to give them names and we like to notice patterns. Nature doesn't call itself, oh, it's springtime right now. That's something that we do as humans. But who can begrudge temporary pleasures to a solitary traveller? Let us go out and enjoy the day, revel in the coming of spring, rejoice in the warming of the earth. For though the ground may be covered with frost, movement and growth are taking place all around us. Beauty bared fills our eyes and makes us drunk. As we wander the endless mountains and streams, filling our lungs with the breath of the forests, let us take comfort in being part of nature. And this is something I always encourage you to do, especially first thing in the morning. Get outside, take some deep breaths, get some sunlight on your skin and in your eyes, and remember that you are part of the natural world. Take comfort in being part of nature. For life has enough misery and misfortune. Philosophy reminds us enough of the transience of life. Give us the charm of the ephemeral and let it silence all who would object. So, beautiful way to think about the coming of spring and just nature in general and the cycles of life, not just in nature, but everything that we are taking part of as humans is cyclical. And if you ever need a little visual reminder of that, you can just think about the yin and the yang constantly circling, constantly turning, constantly in cycle. So if you are in a place where you can celebrate the seasons a little more than a place on the equator, if you are somewhere that you can feel that it's spring today, you can feel the air changing, you can feel the nature changing. As it says here, get outside today and go and enjoy that. Hopefully it's a beautiful day wherever you are. You can go outside, take a long walk, take your dog for a walk, go visit some friends, just be outside in nature and just look around and notice how things are moving into the next cycle of the season and be grateful for that. So I encourage you to reread this in your own time and pull out some sentences or something that resonates with you. There's lots of great ones in here today. And then as you move through your day, just be grateful for the spring, grateful for the changing of the seasons, and never forget that as a human, you're part of nature and you're in cycle as well, just like the natural world. So thank you for being here for 79 days. It's always great to start the day with you, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.